Hello and welcome, esports fans, here to the EGF Season 1, Week 6. This is Overwatch. Today we're starting off here with a match between FHS Pioneers and the ARHS Spartans. I want to give a shout out here to our sponsors first, people who make this possible. That is the Yukon Gaming Club and the Yukon School of Engineering. I am not Navik, and I separate those two while I'm saying them very, very quickly. Also, big shout outs here to HyperX and Controller Chaos, making this season possible. I'm FBI Tugboat. Joined with me is Dell, and I think Dell and I are done arguing with Overwatch history. Is that correct, Dell?
No, never.
Never, never. Oasis is the first place. We'll talk about this game a little bit and not bore you people too much with the Overwatch historians, you might say.
Yeah, so we're gonna be heading into a fairly tense match, I think. We're starting off on Oasis here. That's always a heater of a map, and as we head right into the action, we'll be followed up with Hanamura, Iconwell, Junkertown, and Nepal for tiebreaker. But as we head into Oasis, we are gonna be focusing on this university map, science map. It's the map at the
I mean,
pit.
how on point, right? You know, it's like
Yeah.
the collegiate, like that. You know, that's like a college, university. You know, these are high schools. It's like the scholarly theme here, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
Maybe I'm the crazy one.
it has the pit. It has the notoriety of being an Arista dominated map. So what we see from these teams will be interesting. Of course, we have Nosy leading the charge potentially on a May Reaper composition, and also we have kind of an interesting Ash concept with a horse involved. So some different stuff to see. What do you like more?
On paper, the Reaper May combination is obviously the typical. I do like what they're doing, copying the same amount, not copying, obviously, I don't know, but using these same healers, the Moira Lucio. It'll be interesting to see how the difference between a tank who can heal himself like Zen's Roadhog versus the other side, looking at an Orisa, or sorry, looking at the Sigma. He does have that little bit of engine shield, but that's it. Now we're getting it started. Starting it off with Damage Orb. That is the classic. Maywall coming out, and actually to get every member of Pioneers up in the sky on top of that one. Weeztakey taken out after getting way too aggressive. Shields, but only one of them for the side of the Pioneers. Sigma not... Or no, excuse me. Yeah, Pioneers here on the left in the blue. That's the Spartans on the right. The Spartans are all over point, winning that one with the double shield composition.
Exactly, you know, May Reaper is a classic composition for a reason, just because it has a lot of utility, a lot of burst damage, and these walls are being used as such high value. You know, these fights are being controlled by these May walls, and there's not much you can do if you're on the enemy team.
I like, that was Osiren, the May, for the side of the Spartans. I like what he did there. Just kind of set up Maywall, go up top, take out this Ashe, was joined later by the Reaper, but, I mean, nothing of it, right? 24, 25%.
Yeah, exactly. No, initiating here, potentially with a Cole. We're going to see enemy girls go for the aggressive plays. Big pick from Machine.
Interesting. Nosy falling first on this. Huge source of damage now out for the Spartans. Sigma's out, ult landing on two different. Both of these shadow stepping. What is more? Fade? Shadow stepping and Fade, saving these two players. That's Nosy and that's Singe. Of course, Singe did not last too much. No, excuse me. That's Anime Girls and that's Super. Nosy following the front here. Anime Girls in Super. Well, they have exclamation points on the end. That's Anime Girls in Super versus Mayo.
Nevermore holding it down there for the Spartans. You know, this Arista composition seemed to be starting off great, and it's building off a lot of success. We're just seeing, again, lots and lots of damage from our Siren and Nosy there. But ultimately, I think what's going to happen here is we're going to see a little bit of trading out here. There's a lot of ults available, and we have to pay attention to this Blizzard from a Siren.
You mentioned ultimates. The Spartan have all those ultimates because they've been able to get damage across. The Pioneers, especially Zen's chains, not been able to get across these double shields. May ult out. That's actually a little bit early. Bio's Siren, the same Sound Barrier landing, not going to do nothing for against Wheezy. He did not get that Sound Barrier out to his teammates. Nosy taking advantage of that one. And this looks like a Spartans match. Is going to go 99-0 very quickly. This Moira not going to last on point very long. So, Dell, you mentioned that this is going to be a closer game. This seemed very close there towards the beginning, sort of, but I think the Spartans really just ran away with it after they got those ultimates and were able to abuse the double shield composition.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the times what we see in these high school matches is teams playing comfort picks and teams playing stuff that they're a little bit not as higher pick rates as you have at higher level competitions. And then the other thing about it is that when you have these two teams meet that have high win rates, that have high records, and generally do better, they kind of have to adapt to the meta style, because when it comes to separating two teams, you know, if you're really good, your mechanics can only get you so far. And now what we're seeing kind of, I think, is mechanics aren't getting the kills that they want, so we have to see kind of the meta change around just to be a more conforming to what we see from higher level play. But as we head into this next scenario, we are going to see some of those swaps. We are going to see Nelsie on the Pharah and Super on the Doomfist, two big picks for them in the past. I'm interested to see how a Siren will deal with that with the Tracer.
Yeah, now as Dell is saying that Anime Girls and Wheezy swapping, that's the healer composition. We're going to get our classic Pharmercy comp up top. Wheezy going over from Lucio onto this Moira. Now these shots coming in from Nelsie, he is getting these shields off quickly. Nasty pull coming in. Orange Juice is able to get back the rest of his team though. No harm, no foul. Both shields out there, one up top, one down bottom, one blocking this barrage of rockets. Not a rocket barrage, but a barrage of rockets, at least not yet. A lot of damage still coming in, and Nelsie has really not gotten very much opposition against him. Now, so far, I think he's gotten a lot of damage, but that, again, nothing does it, right? No members of the Spartans did fall on that. I don't think it's necessarily time to switch off, but...
Yeah, exactly. You know, not a lot of damage, but we are seeing Super mix it up a little bit, so some picks are being used to their fullest effect, but the pick I want to talk about most is the Siren's Tracer. Just look at this value, look at that pulse pumps. Lots and lots of kills.
Oh my goodness, yeah, perfect eat there by this Sigma. Orange Juice, the only Sigma on this map. Nels did get 1 and then 2 following up on Lab Monkey after he did get the Rocket Barrage out and done for. 20% ultimate on that one. That's going to be a great start to that so far. Zen chain out, not able to get that one done. Really not, just because of the double shields, he really has not been able to take much advantage of that one yet.
Yeah, but we are seeing the cleanup kind of happen, and finally, for the first time in this entire series so far, we're seeing some aggression and some point ticks come out. What I want to pay attention to also now is Super has flipped the switch on him with Tracer, and a Siren swaps off the Tracer and took the McCree duel instead. So a little bit of interesting compositions here and these swaps as these DPS try to counter each other or play into each other's strengths.
So a Siren on the Mei earlier, now swapping McCree. Super on the McCree, now swapping Tracer. Tracer already about halfway to that ultimate as Coalescence does fall. Siren gonna feel the flame on that one as Zen did pull that whole hog, but was not able to get the damage off. That's Spartan just backing up, shielding up, and hitting this one again. A nosy attack aborted there as he tries to get back for him, but it looks like this push for the Spartans is over with. Nice heading that off by the Pioneers.
Yeah, something I really like to see that's interesting kind of from a match last night, if you were here with us on EGF, we saw a lot of this kind of defensive buff. Teams that were running Mercy typically just had a very high success rate only when they were on defense. And so now that we're seeing this kind of happen, I feel like this is where we're seeing the strength of Mercy shine and holding this space and allowing their team to just control this space so well from these Pioneers.
Yeah, so I guess what you're saying is utilizing that defensive character Mercy when it is, now that they haven't taken that, they've been able to take advantage of it. Now Mayo, Anime Girls both falling. I'm gonna continue doing that. It's just fun. Zen dead as well. Spartans look like they're gonna be taking over this one. Please continue. Del, I feel like you had a longer point there, and I wanted to hear the rest of it.
You know, all in all, it's just really interesting to me to see kind of how Moira Lucio works against, you know, something like Moira Mercy. It's interesting to see that a hero with a history of Lucio has such an interesting pick rate, and when he does get picked and when he finds value. Because, you know, you hear Lucio's powerful a lot, but you don't see the pop-off of Lucio that you do now that you used to do in the past.
My turn now. Zen not able to get that one, but I really don't like Osiren's usage of that high noon just for zoning, really. And I mean, because you're only looking at a couple different seconds, given that one does have to lock on, and everybody knows that. Nasty pull here to Orange Juice so low. Super is right there to get that finishing damage on off, and we're looking at a Pioneers team that is at an advantage, Del.
Exactly. Sheen holding it down with the hog, lots and lots of picks, looking for more, gonna look for Nosy here. What you have to pay attention to is Nelsie and this flank barrage.
Perfect call here by Del. Now Nels did get taken out by that flashbang, but we're seeing a Mercy all over that one, maybe baited in a little bit as Nosy all on top of that. Super not able to blink out. Mayo's fortify, not enough against an ultimate like that. Now we have Zen, is that what you said?
Sheen.
Sheen! The Roadhog Xin pronounced Sheen, like Charlie. Looking like Spartans about to take their second one, and that's map one going on over the Spartans. They're up 1-0 in this best of 5 series that we will play 4 maps regardless for points. Is that correct, Dell?
Yes, I believe so. Though we have some weird instances happening with draws and ties in the past, but I bet we'll see the series go to 4.
Yeah, I can definitely see that going all the way, going the distance, seeing a map 5, like all the available maps on there. I can see it happening. I really like Nosey's performance here as well. He was all over these DPS picks. It's obviously so crucial, positioning being the name of the game for a player like Reaper, or a hero like Reaper, I should say.
Exactly. And as the things that we head into this next map, so Hanamura is very unlike Oasis, so it really is something that what we saw the success of Oasis will not be something that the Spartans can carry over to Hanamura just because of the nature and nuances of the map. Also, the big thing that I like to point out with Hanamura is snowball effect is very real in CCP. You know, there's been several changes around it, and this is something that I feel like snowballing is incredibly important. We'll see a lot of overtime plays or overtime fights that will turn into these big clutches, and I'm interested to see how this map truly ends out.
Yeah, these maps are very, very different. There's a million ways you could say it, Dell. Opinion, just simple differences in what we might expect given what we just saw in map 1.
I think the biggest thing that we'll see is different is what we see Super playing. I feel like Super is very under recognized on Oasis. I feel like his pool just doesn't really shine too much there, and I feel like as we head into some of these different maps, that's what will make the difference is uh Super's hero pool.
Super's hero pool, I got you. We saw him play what, 4 different? Yeah, 4.
Yeah,
Super was 4 different, right? He was
yeah,
McCree, he was Tracer, he was what? Either the he was the
Doomfist.
Reaper or no, the Doomfist. That's right. That's right. Did he play Reaper or May?
He might have swapped on it briefly, but it's not something that
Hmm.
he's historically known for.
Interesting. 3 very different characters, right? Doomfist, Tracer. Now, there's a divey theme there. Now, 100% not against it, but McCree is the opposite of dive, one could say.
Yeah, like that pick, I would say I would look into as just something that happened kind of out of luck, maybe or a counterplay. You know, we
Hmm.
don't necessarily know all the thought process going on with these players, but I would assume that it was something that was more related just to trying to stop what was going on from the enemy team.
The pharmacy up top, right? That
Yeah.
is always a concern. And of course, really quick, making that clock say 12 o'clock is a quick way to take down any pharmacy combination. Even if you throw on, the butt end of a sound barrier or something like that. That high noon, as long as you have a full second, going to be able to take out anything up above. Call it an anti-aircraft gun. We're going to be looking at Hanamura next. Pioneers versus the Spartans after the Spartans are up 1-0 in the series, and we are getting players in and out. We'll be back with you guys in just a second. But of course, first, big shout out here to the UConn School of Engineering. I almost did what Navik did. UConn School of Engineering and the UConn Gaming Club. Again, making this season of the EGF possible. We're here in week 6 with the ARHS Spartans up 1-0 in the series against the FHS Pioneers. And I think I've actually talked for long enough now that we have players in. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
There you go. All
Uh,
you
uh,
need in this life is timing. If you just talk for long enough, you'll eventually get your way. I think that's the lesson being told here in Dell.
yes, sir. And I believe the other lesson here being learned is just what we'll see can change just based on these player swaps that we're seeing. We're seeing 2 different players being put in here: Milk Blitz, 07, and Desi, I believe, were the swaps. I don't see any other ones, but
Mayo is new, isn't he?
no, Mayo was the Risa on Oasis.
Oh, yep. That's a very good point. Yep, very good point. Yep. So Lab Monkey out for Desi over there. Again, that's the Spartans on the right in the red. Interesting. So kind of like kind of like Dell said. Talk to me a bit about the changes in roles and how that might affect this match.
I think the biggest thing that it'll change is potentially how these games will work, like, or how these defensive support comps will work. You know, Anything Goes is definitely a standout pick on the Mercy.
Sorry, I don't think you said that correctly.
What?
It's got an exclamation point in the end. I'm just being joking.
Oh,
Man.
oh yeah. Of course, you know, Supergirls, finding ways to do some excellent, you know, wearing the cape on Mercy, putting the Supergirl to her name, and living
There you
that
go.
down. That's one of the biggest things that we've known her for the past. So a complete unknown card here coming from Milkbit, not not going to be playing Mercy, but we are going to see Wheezy on Baptiste, which I do like to see. Baptiste was changed for those of our viewers that haven't watched this week, and Baptiste is now very, very, very powerful. So I want to see how Baptiste is used and how Baptiste will affect these games.
Yep, and that's another caster falling curse to the whim of they show versus what they end up playing. I think the Milkbits, I'll say this after just saying that you shouldn't do this, but Milkbits coming out instantly locking the Ana. Now that's interesting. This is a defensive pick. What I'll mention here, I guess, is that Ana has no movement abilities. It's a long trek going from spawn all the way back if Milkbits on that Ana does fall first.
Exactly. And the other thing I think about Ana that's very underutilized now is using those offensive nades when you see heroes like Zarya, because there's no real appeal if the shields are broken and the bubbles are gone from these Ana nades.
You know, no appeal indeed. Mayo and the side of the Pioneers opting for this solo shield composition again, but with the Reinhardt falling first, that might not turn out too poorly for him. Now Super on the side of Pioneers has fallen. That's the only one thus far. No Mercy on board to res, but I think everybody there is all right.
Exactly, and as we see Sheen hold down the point, and the rest of his team in form of Mayo, Nelsay, and Wheezy, we're just seeing a lot of kills. This hook combo is going to be finding some incredible high value, and what we're not seeing the value from is these tanks. So we are going to see Orange Juice and Nevermore make swaps with Singe following up with a swap of his own. A very interesting and not typically thought of a strong composition coming out for healers of Mercy and Lucio for this attacking team.
Yeah, you have like a very, very light amount of like group heals in the form of the Lucio, except for when he pumps it up, and then just the solo concentrating healing until it hits his ultimate and then Mercy. Very good point. But we've seen it working so far. Nosy actually investing that with the Hanzo Dragons there at the end. I think it's only Sheen on point, excuse me. Yeah, that's going to be the last obstacle in their way. That's going to be the Spartans taking this. They will be rewarded with 3 more minutes after the change. Is that correct?
Yes, that is
no longer 4 minutes. Yep.
And the big thing about the change too is how the spawn changes. So now there's no way that the defensive team can't have someone on point. One of the heroes that I really need to see pop off is Desi on the Genji play.
He does have it. It's up. Only ultimate outside of that, even close, is Singe. The other side, Sheen does have that big whole hog capabilities. We're going to see the Ashe ultimate soon, as well as the Lucio ultimate on the side of the Pioneers soon as well. Now Bob is out. Nels falling immediately afterwards, but Desi did pull that blade and got taken out of here immediately afterwards. Sheen with that whole hog ability, burning through shields and more, as Milkbits is the one getting kills. You know, with healers like these, who needs DPSs? Nevermore falling as well, and we're looking at a Spartans team that is, or excuse me, a Pioneers team that is just getting absolutely decimated on second point.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of value come out from Milkbits. I love the swap, I love the player, I love the substitution, and the aggression on the Ana is not only shown by ult charge, but also the fact that the kill feed was just populated constantly by the Ana icon.
Yeah, and I have to point out that there was no, there was no help on some of those. What that means is 3 immediate shots onto the DPSs, those 200 health pools. You know, those heroes. Desi falling first, beginning of this one as well. And they have the Mercy on both sides. The res does come through there, but Super coming through, proving his name with a 4K with those Hanzo Dragons. That's going to be a reset. Spartans got 3 minutes 45 seconds to figure this one out.
A very nice pull there from Mayo to enable that dragon, but also this is where we're seeing the struggle of Mercy Lucio. When you don't really have an instant of vulnerability support ultimate or utility like I said, as Lamp, you just get melted by those ultimates, and Super got a big play there, largely due to the way that we're seeing the Pioneers play this offense.
The Spartans do have 5 ultimates up. Desi about halfway there, and Siren with that sound barrier could negate, you know, another Hanzo Dragons. He's not going to get that super soon, but they have in the pocket with which to do it. We'll figure it out. Weezy has his own on the other side. Super getting taken out by a nasty headshot on this. A flanking Sigma. Oliver on point here. Pulling on to Nels, forcing him down bottom as Milkbits, Weezy both done. Desi getting kills before he pulls the blade. Getting even more afterwards, and this is the Spartans all over point. They have it figured out, my friend. The super change onto Doomfist is there. Weezy now with that sound barrier, going to keep this stream alive a little while longer. Not quite the first tick of progress yet, but with Weezing and Super falling, that's spelling at least second tick of progress. Reinhardt is now back as Sheen pulls that. Not gonna matter, getting it eaten up by Orange Juice's Sigma Eat, and that is first point. 2.5 minutes for them. Pioneers now gonna be on attack.
I love the explosive gameplay that starts from this attack. You know, you see a bongo being dropped in front of the enemy team's face on high ground, and then Genji quickly assaulting the team just to use advantage of the damage in the chaos. But meanwhile, you know, you had Orange Juice take this incredible flank, and Orange Juice got incredible value from big use of the Flux ultimate just to slam down 3, also denied a beat, and then also additionally to top it off, sucked away Sheen's hog ult, and that just had so much value. You know, Sigma is a very scary hero, and Orange Juice is here proving that to us today.
He was, just literally perfect Sigma play, right? He saved the E's for when he needed it. I don't think I saw his shield get destroyed except for against Sheen's whole hog ability. And I mean, you can just pretty much either reset your barriers or just kiss it goodbye once that just really point clearing ultimate comes out from a Roadhog.
Exactly. And one of the things with Roadhog that I feel like is underutilized is that Sigma and Roadhog are a skill matchup. You know, there's not a really direct counter. You know, even with the changes of Sigma, Hog is not necessarily a direct counter just because of interactions like that. Because, you know, maybe you get the hook, but when you go for that quick assassination with the Roadhog ultimate, Sigma just sucks it all away. And then the shield too that comes from it is crazy. You know, Sigma's grasp doesn't really eat up that much damage, but when you have a whole hog, you get like a 900 HP shield or something, just kind of bananas.
I'm actually not sure what the maximum is, but you're going to get it pretty much instantly sitting in the middle of a whole hog ultimate going off. That is for sure, 100%. Spartans on defense now. See, Orange Juice has not swapped off the Sigma in quite a while. Not against it. Double shields coming out from them, Nevermore and Orange Juice. Sheen trying this pull, not gonna matter, nothing for ya. Jesse switching on over to this Torbjorn, has gotten the most ultimate ability, or most ultimate charge, excuse me, on anybody on the Spartans so far in the one in the series, and they're just kind of, we're watching team's posture right now. They're trying to get as much ultimate ability as they can, and I gotta point this out, my boy Milkbits over here, already 70%.
Exactly, the 70% ult charge is definitely very high, but we're going to see those first kills come out from Nevermore and Nosy. Interestingly enough,
the Ana's gonna reload eventually, right?
Yeah, exactly. The Ana has to reload, and the other thing is, look at the charge between Nelsay and Milkbits. You know, there's not a lot of charge on Genji, so this Nano Blade might be coming a lot later than we want.
Yeah, Super has been nailing these shots, but not exclusively now. He has not been dunking entirely on the DPS of the Spartans, but he has been getting picks at the very beginning of some of these team fights, and that really is the name of the game in many respects. Sheen getting stunned on that one. Get another nice rock from Orange Juice. I cannot remember the name of that Sigma ability outside of rock. Shield's now postured down. Pioneers looking to get around this, but that ultimate from the Ashe coming out instantly and actually getting blocked off in the doorway. That's going to be fantastic. It's going to have just a shooting gallery here across players. The boop attempted, but Nosy's Bob all over this one. Takes out 2 on that, and that is what we call a solo ultimate team fight in the bag.
Exactly. And the other thing that we saw compared to other fights is in about 40 seconds we saw Nelsay charge about 75% of that Genji blade. So now we will see the Nano Blade online, and look at the Osiris lacks the critical beat that is needed for this Nano Blade. But we're gonna have to see Orange Juice pop off something huge with this Flux to counter this Genji.
Yeah. What the ult tracking is always a huge factor of Overwatch or any other game that has ultimate in it. Now here comes the nasty Genji. He's nano boosted, y'all. There's 3 on top after using a perfect dash there. That single-handedly is going to spell the Spartans losing first point, Pioneers taking it. They'll be rewarded with 3 minutes to go up to 4.5, and the ability to finish Hanamura. Not just finish it, but with more time, which is that's the advantage. That's the tipping point.
You know, Milkbits is an incredible Ana, but I bet Nelsay wish he could say, I had the power of Super or Anime Girls and Super on my side there, because that was a heck of a Genji blade.
Siren's still not with that beat. Man, it's just one of those times you just have to turn it on healing, maybe pump it up if you got it, and hope for the best. A lot of attention down the front is, I think that Torbjorn ultimate might have just stopped this whole thing in its tracks. Oh my goodness, no! Pioneer members getting around that one, taking members out. Sheen left out in the lurch, is gonna fall, but Pull comes out, no hook shot combo afterwards. Nice anti-down bottom. Milkbits continuing to have team fight effects on these. Is gonna fall once he's down bottom. That Moira damage orb, excuse me, really is just crucial in those enclosed spaces.
Exactly, and the other thing that we saw that was kind of interesting was Osiren take a 1v1 with Nelsey there, and Osiren remained victorious. You know, he pushed Nelsey out of that fight, and so that fight actually happened 5v5.
Yeah, I mean, Lucy has no abilities outside of the punch to the back or the boot capability against Nels. He does, however, have the consistent healing he can turn on for himself. Only the burst being made possible if Genji still has his dash, so maybe that makes sense. Who knows? We don't know. Pioneer is getting about halfway up on top of this one. Sheen pulling out that whole hog, getting one so far. Desi not able to get away from it as Ness. I said it, he probably heard me and got mad. Now here he comes. He can take out one with the dash. That is reset by the blade kill on his Singe, and he's still looking for more. The nano boost did come on top of him, but Sheen falling to a well-placed Sigma ability. Orange Juice ending another one with a well-placed punch, ending this old woman and Wheezy the heals. Call this the Mike Tyson's Fight Night because that is Nosy, Orange Juice, and more all taking melee kills there at the last.
Yeah, Dusty on the punch-out rampage for sure. No match for him in sight, and that's where I think we're seeing kind of the Doomfist versus Genji. The Doomfist just comes out on top so many more times out of 10. And the other thing that I really like to see that's doing really big things is Nosy on Ashe. The Dynamites are getting lots and lots of burns, and also just all this damage is a lot of pressure to handle on this attack.
DOT, baby, that's damage over time. Now with that, oh, okay, so hey, some nice fancy footwork here by Osiren and Nosy. Nosy, knowing that it is just so much easier to get up to his perch where he's at right now, where you have to have a movement ability to get to, with the assistance of that Lucio speed boost. Osiren and Nosy connecting on that one with all the value in the world. Now, Dragon's coming down, Super trying to do what he did on offense, or what he did on defense a minute ago, excuse me. Orb and more coming out here. This is Spartan's team that has stabilized. Sheen trying to put the pressure on up top. Two different points being the crucial one on this. There you go. That's Nosy falling in the back as Nels coming with a nice flank. That diving tracer finding value so far. Super low is going to fall by a cadre of Spartan players on that one. But Nevermore, a little bit out of position, and Nels takes down another. There's a sound barrier from Wheezy as Milkbait puts out that nano boost. Or not, yeah, the nano boost right on top of that, and Zen and more take advantage of it. Zen should just sit in front of this Bob. There you go, yeah. I was gonna say he should just sit in front of that Bob, but he let Nosy Bob take out his Lucio. Wheezy will be back very soon. Nevermore is by himself outside of this Symmetra, or outside of Sombra, excuse me, who does not have ultimate. They're gonna be okay.
And the big thing that we're seeing here is Sheen get incredible value in the hog. One of the interesting things is he went for the nano pole hog, was quickly rocked by Orange Juice, but then Sheen nailed a right click directly to the face and ended up kind of eliminating Orange Juice from this fight. And as we say this, the man is still alive, pounding out kill for kill. Hook or not, he's just finding good value on this Roadhog.
This still should be a Spartan team that's able to stabilize in this. They haven't taken a tick yet, and that's the last ability coming through for at least another 50% now. The tick makes sense, but here comes the barrier. Osiren saving that one, and this should, on paper, be the Spartans winning.
It should, but you know, we never know how these fights are gonna go. This fight's been going on for about 45 seconds to a minute. You know, we've seen Sheen build. He's on his third ultimate now, and his team is just getting kill after kill. We're gonna see an EMP from Desi trying to desperately make progress, but the progress won't come. Osiren will be the last one to fall. Sheen absolutely untouched on this hog with
beautifully
4 ultimates
done.
Built in this attack, I think.
That was beautifully done. I will admit this. I did not notice that time was ticking down there, Dell. The Pioneers did exactly what they needed to, and they dumped everything in that last team fight. Without that, they would not have tied it up. They would not be pushing into post-time now anyway. Now, what we're looking at situation-wise, right? Well, here, Dell knows what's going on. He can explain it.
So the biggest thing that we're going to see here is that either one team wins on and that is the team of the Spartans on attack, or no one wins. It's a draw other than that. And so basically all we're playing here is one capture, and the capture is only 33%. So basically what it means is that we have to see a nearly perfect defense for about 2.5 minutes, which if we go by the last defense can be doable. But it largely comes down to one or two little mistakes on positioning.
Yep. I mean, okay, so here's what I'll say. I think it's interesting that the past two games, the attack defenses of the Pioneers and the Spartans, interesting that you're right, they did fall about 2 minutes in, 2.5 minutes, maybe ending around 3, to give them 1 minute going to the last point for a total of 4 after they take 3 on the point capture. But this is a different situation. This is a different scenario thoroughly. This is, you can't give up even one single tick. Again, that's the Pioneers playing for a tie, the Spartans possibly playing for a win. I do like what they went with, though. They have the Mercy for res, they have Super for a big anchor damage-wise, and the double shields coming out from Mayo and Sheen.
The other thing is we're seeing Milkbit swap off the Ana that he's made a quick and short name on, so on to Baptiste, so this could be what they need. But Immortality will be forced out early, but Super is not going to care with all these kills going
Hey, Dale, you remember when I said that the best way to take out a pharmacy combination was a McCree?
Yeah, a Bastion might be a little bit better with that little damage boost coming out.
My god, a damage boosted Bastion, yes sir. Especially these close range shots like on Hanamura, that really isn't very long at all. Bastion is not good at long range damage, but that, not the definition of long range damage. So, all the value in the world provided by Super so far, and this is looking at a Pioneers team that is completely stabilized and is just eating away second by second at the Spartans.
Exactly, and we're seeing the Bastion kind of get corralled here on the corner, and we have to be careful because boops are a factor. One big Farabot boop will get a lot of kills.
Oh my! That was a boop, and then Nevermore bringing him back in. Oh my god, they're gonna watch that in team feed for years to come. I can't believe that just happened. Another boop coming out. That is gonna be Sheen falling on that one. The Sigma on this, but oh my god, I can't believe my eyes. Res is coming through for freaking everywhere. Super is continuing to get this on. 1 minute to go, and Desi falls off the side himself after Stun and more comes on. Now the Moira's hero Siren is angry, turns it on. 1 tick coming through. Nobody on the side of the Pioneers looking for it. And the Spartans taking this, the second map of this fourth least. Oh my god. If I'm Nevermore, I'm going to see that pull grenade in my nightmares for years to come. That's the time when you just let it go, man. You just let it go. If it hits the wall, it can't pull people on the other side. You just let it go, man. That was like a triple. That was like a triple, dude. Right?
Exactly. No, it was big because it got the Baptiste, and Baptiste had lamp, and so that just would have been the play. But the biggest thing to me from that entire thing was how it recovered, because like I don't even think they knew what happened, to be honest. Yeah. Like there was so much that happened in that fight, just to be summarized in the fact that a 3-man boop was destroyed by your own teammate. Like, wow.
Yeah, the Spartans. Wow. That I obviously time doesn't matter necessarily here. We're playing for 4th point, so even if that one would have gone to a tie, we would have played the next few maps, and the only total would have been 3s. But you know, the Spartans did win, so ultimately it doesn't matter. You know, them taking it there. Time didn't matter because again they were just playing for the win, whereas the Pioneers were looking for a tie. But very, very interesting nonetheless. That was, I think, a Moira, a Sigma, and I don't remember which other character. It wasn't Super on the Bastion. It was not him. But that they were going off. They were writing letters home to mom, telling her about the bad news, and Nevermore saved them like a superhero on the side of a bridge or something like that. I swear, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, and you know, Hanamura is such an interesting map, and these teams keeping the octane of the action incredibly high caliber. As we head into this Eichenwald map, what I want to see is how Pharah is used. You know, we know Nelsay has a lot of power on the hero. We also know that Desi has been a flexible player himself, and as we see these plays being made, I really want to see how Nelsay uses that Pharah on this Eichenwald map.
Yep, so that's a Siren now coming out for Lab Monkey, I believe.
Yep.
If we're to believe our producer. Who knows, though? That guy can be kind of shifty. Eichenwald now. Spartans up 2-0, looking to end this quickly in this best of 5. Again, we'll be playing a map 4 no matter what, but will we see a map 5? In order for that to happen, the Pioneers would have to take this one and next. Map 4.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I think will be interesting is Milkbits is also back in, so maybe some more Ana play too. The other thing, Lab Monkey is known for Lucio, so as we see these swaps come in, the Lucio play, the Ana play, potentially even more Baptiste, will definitely define these attacks. And as we head, to get debated, as is tradition, Nosy locking down Tracer.
That is interesting. I think we've seen other players play Tracer on here. Super definitely did him playing that Doomfist now, but Nosy on the Tracer on attack though. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was trying to figure that out now, and I was vamping in the middle there. Desi up in the top. There's a Pharah. Tracer down bottom on the Tracer, or Tracer down bottom on the Tracer. Nosy down bottom on the Tracer, and Lab Monkey speed boosting Orange Juice on the Sigma, and Nevermore around on the Reinhardt. I can say that I can definitely see that working, especially looking at this defensive composition.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing is Super's on Doomfist, and Super, we haven't seen a lot of the Doomfist play this series, but in the past, it's definitely something that has been noticed. But we are going to see Desi start on the Pharah, so the high ground will be the way of the Spartans, or sorry, the Pirates.
Yes. Now this is trying to posture around here. Of course, that's Desi up top, pharmacy combination utilized. He is trying to get this edgewise damage in. They do have multiple shields, but I think that's Sheen who doesn't want to utilize his quite yet. They've mostly relied on that Orisa shield. Now, actually sinking a little bit low here. Milkblood's falling to the well-placed Pharah damage, and Desi and Singe might just be getting this one done by themselves. I can tell you, Sigma and a Lucio down bottom is not the way to counter that combination.
No, it's not, and there's no real hit scan to deal with it either. Potentially we'll see Super pull out that Kree just instead of the Doom, and this fight is still going on. It doesn't look like the defense will be able to stabilize just because Desi is getting a lot of pressure, but the kills will be led by Nosy, and I think Nevermore will pick up one, on Sheen.
Yeah, and that's kind of a little bit late too, so that's going to make sure the Pioneers are not really going to be able to have a very definitive hold on this. That really did come across off the back of Desi and Singe. Singe actually getting very, very low there. Okay. Super, which is how you pronounce this player's name. Getting that edgewise damage on that Mercy there at the very end. They're going to have to rely on Lab Monkey and his healing for the rest of this team fight because they have chosen to get up close, personal, and involved.
We're going to see the Blizzard come out, the pull to get those kills, and a defense will finally make some progress here as the cart has not left the first part of the point. So there's just a lot of potential for a spawn hold here.
Okay, opinion, because I know how I feel. Nels with that Blizzard.
Yeah.
Good, bad, well placed, well timed.
I think that Blizzard was a little unnecessary, but it did get a lot of value because of the combination with Mayo there.
Ding, ding, ding! What a perfect statement that can be taken either way, right? Like it was well timed. Or I'm not sure about the timing, but it got a lot of value. I love it. Del is a caster through and through, everybody. I just thought that they could have gotten those kills without necessarily investing the ultimate. Now Nelson's 35% already. That's all that really matters when you land shatters like that. Sheen falling very, very quickly. And Nosy on the other side, the other May is going to get the opportunity to get that ultimate all the way up. That is what is known as a picture-perfect team fight for the Spartans. They're looking at 5 ultimates up. Nevermore is the only one looking to get a little bit ult charge.
Yeah, Lab Monkey's what I do, doing what I call the happy feet effect right now on Lucio, and it's when you kind of just spam your directions and you're flying around. And as we see Desi go for the barrage, get one kill, it will be Singed with the resurrect, and just going for this aggressive game style and gameplay, with big value coming out from these spins.
Yeah, they know that they can do that because there is no mercy on the other side. Super proving my words on that one. Taking out the combination, Pharah and Mercy, the pharmacy, colloquially. But actually, that's not going to matter.
No. Orange Juice is a fully charged Zarya, which has a lot of value. Nelsie going to try to get these final stalls. Doesn't look like the time will be bought enough, but as I say that, Mayo and Milk bit will come with the reinforcements. Desi back on the Pharah, looking for a lot of value. This fight is anyone's game with Lab Monkey dropping a big beat.
Yeah, that defensive ultimate sealed the deal on this one. There's going to be a couple Pioneers on it, but this is going to be the Spartans able to clean this up because they are only 1 meter away. Sorry, if Nosy plays the same May, okay, I was about to say, if Nosy plays the same May that he's been playing so far, then this is easy. This is in the bag.
Exactly. These kills are trickling out. Super still in the Kree, but we are going to see Nelse swap to a soldier himself. So now a lot of potential counters with a very
And
aggressive shatter from Nevermore. Not getting the value, but definitely sending a message.
yeah, like, yeah, that's kind of what my call there was supposed to be. Is like, hey, like, we win definitively, not necessarily, but putting an accent on it, right?
Hmm.
Talk about mental factors all the time. Defensive stop, looking for Pioneers here. Here comes the grab. That might be super big against them. Orange Juice only able to get one for his grab on that. Freeze coming out on against Mayo. Mayo does have that ultimate down. That's going to boost the damage. Super takes advantage of it. Rez comes out, and Super says, no ma'am. Sent back to respawn on this as we're looking at a Pioneer teams is able to resteady. Look at what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. They have bought extra life here.
Super did a very, very fast play. A lot of kills, 4 kills there. Gonna kick up Black Monkey hiding there on the flank, but really just min-max McCree. Just got a lot of clicks, got a lot of headshots, got a lot of value out of the flash. 9 that res too. Look at that swap from Machine though, keeping the ball. Never mind. Gonna go right back to Zarya. So Ryan Zarya on this defensive hold here.
I like what Lab Monkey was kind of doing there. He was trying to hang out, see if the Pioneers are going to come off a point and he could push it in a little bit farther. They got up to about 4.5 meters away. Swinging away is Nevermore and Mayo. There's a well-placed Mayo, if I ever did see one, my friend. Nosy, Nevermore both falling. Nosy not going to get anything for that Blizzard.
No, the Blizzard was not a lot of value. Again, right timing, but this defense, we're seeing Nelsape and Super just pepper everybody. If you peek behind, without a shield, you're just going to get a lot of damage right in the face.
Yeah, and this is Mayo with the great awareness here, knowing that Desi sends over on the side. They can probably calculate that Desi does have that rocket barrage and is just waiting for a good time to pull it. 2 more ultimates for the side of the Spartans. Outside of that barrage is the Lucio Soundbarrier, is the Reinhardt Shatter. Nell's pulling this one early, taking advantage of this 15 fight not having started yet. Desi says no, puts him down. DPS is being traded out by both teams, but that's the Spartans now losing their Reinhardt. Super pick him that one out. He takes out Nevermore. Sinner tries to get down and res it. Says no go. He did invest the ultimate, but that's going to be a-okay.
Yeah, Orange Juice is trying to live a little bit with Lab Monkey here on the side as they chase down these final kills, but look at all the ult charge that Orange Juice is building. Finally dropping to the ante and a big pin from Mayo, but I believe Orange Juice farmed about 40% charge in the last little close-up.
That was a couple alternative fires, the long-range Zarya shots that landed on a couple different players there and led to, like you said, I think if it wasn't 40, it was close. But that really is huge. I was going to say that I did not like what members of Spartans are doing by hanging back after team fights, but I'll trade 40% on a Zarya ultimate for just about anything. Looking at Spartans trying to rotate around, put pressure on. Mayo being the focus of a lot of that. He has that shatter. He's just really looking for Nevermore to hit the fire strike, and there it is. Ask and you shall receive. But Loud Monkey all over that one, and Soundbear falling down. Nevermore getting a Zarya bubble on top of him as he charges in. Now he's all the way back out. Orange Juice utilizing that Zarya grab that was built on the last. Wheezy dropping this as Sheen and Nels both falling. Well placed Anna grenade, but I do not think that is going to be enough for the Pioneers. Nasty shatter on that. It looks like Wheezy is just the only one left as we see Sheen come back. He is so close to this. Oh man, he was so close to that Zarya ultimate. I do think this is going to be over here, but what would have been nice is Sheen holding back for just a second, given that they're still, they were not there yet. You can't go faster than 3 people on, right?
No, you cannot in 5.8 seconds, which is a very important thing to notice, because that means that the situation that happened last time will not. So this will be a 1-1 game. There's no way to tie it at the time. One of the things that I love to see here is kind of how the Reinhardt changed these fights. We've been on this point for about 4.5 minutes, and what changed. The only thing that was really different was the fact that Nevermore got incredible value with a 3-man shatter that allowed his team to regroup and just get those kills and clean up that fight just to get that point capture with those precious 6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, we as casters have to call the ultimates as they come. I know I was all over Nevermore's shatters, but sometimes, like Dell just said, it's not about, getting a team wipe every single time. Now, he did drop one there. for again a solo ult team fight. Literally got himself one while all 5 other members did have that, and that bought them what 25% of point 1 to point 2 progress. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like that's it. I don't even think they had a Zarya at the time. I'm not even sure the Zarya used both of the bubbles that are on cooldown for 10 seconds. Okay, like it was wild. It was nutty. It was awesome.
Exactly, and the other thing that we're seeing that is wild, nutty, and awesome is this defensive setup. We have Mercy Baptiste, a personal favorite of healer composition at the time, just because of Bastion is, you know, one of your favorite anti-air heroes, and then Pharah. Like, it enables these 2 DPS in such ways that are just completely crazy, I feel like, to just about everybody. And as we see this composition come out, look at where they're holding. They're making a statement not only by holding aggressive, but they're making a statement with this composition here. I love to see it from these Spartans.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say about this, they don't have the Sigma on point or on team. The Pioneers don't. So a close aggressive, then dip out from behind the wall, you know, push to just, you know, vaporate. Or, oh man, what is Sigma's ability
Orbs?
called where he eats that stuff up? Where he eats the stuff up. It's not accretion. That's
Accretion?
What is accretion? The eating thing?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Accretion. All right, we're gonna move forward here. Milkbit, following on that one, him being the main support again, having the most charge on his team. As I say that, Nels pulling ahead in that race between teammates on this. About 75% ultimate on that. Nothing yet for the side of Spartans, but they'll be there soon.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that we're seeing here is the rotation of this Bastion setup on the high ground now. So this is kind of the final form, the Exodia, if you will, of this composition. There's no better mat for it. Pharah has all the room that she needs, all the space and all the corners, and then also Nosy just has this terrific position to camp out point.
I love how Singe was able to get back there. He got super, super low, but utilizing those Guardian Angels and walls when he did not have Guardian Angel. Now Neo charging down there, just barely missing members of here's Nosy's content, just a poor shot. And the Baptiste, excuse me, Invincibility Shield, excuse me, did come out there a little bit late. And Singe wasn't able to stay in the middle of that one. Now we're looking at a Spartans team that is having to rely on just the Baptiste, but that is going to be enough when... I mean, hey, you know, what's the best way to take no damage, Dell? Is it just kill everybody?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a great way to do it. And the other thing is this kind of Tom and Jerry moment that we saw from Orange Juice and Super. I feel like we've seen these two square off before, maybe in past seasons, but it's just kind of funny to see the two names with their different fonts always kind of struck in this internal battle, no matter what heroes they're on.
Maybe, you know, maybe the Overwatch League isn't an anime, but maybe EGF is. Who knows? Desi and Singe up top. I like what they're doing here. Obviously, they are utilizing the tops of these buildings to go around and provide them with damage or cover. Excuse me. He's gonna get one on that. Nope. That falling. That's the main support. Nelson Weasley putting him down like dogs. So no res gonna be found on that. And given that the Pioneers are on attack, they'll have Milkbit back any second now.
Exactly. Nosy getting some kills, High Noon flying some super, but Nosy will be shutting down everything in their path. Nelse trying to trade back. Weezy will get a kill on Nosy, and Nevermore getting that bongo damage just to hold. And as Desi gets back with a return on the Pharah, it looks like the defense will remain triumphant with a minute left. And this is where it becomes 0 or die, because this minute also represents the fact that this series will be 3-0.
Yeah, it will be 3-0. That's a great way to put it. 1 minute to go, and the Pioneers are looking at their shots slipping out of their hands like time in an hourglass. Even more so. Now, that's not going to completely put the end or the finishing cap on this with Nels falling. They don't have a res. He's going to be back any second, but they're looking at 45 seconds. That's one long team fight or one short team fight if you're the Spartans.
Exactly, and look at how Desi's positioned. This is what I mean about how Pharah is very, very good. Look at the rooftops, look at the concussions. There's not much you can do, and this is where this Exodia form of this comp. And look at Lab Monkey with his positioning. He's going to be able to compete completely uncontested and allow Nosy to do big, scary things on Bastion.
Oh, Shatter getting booped up. Mayo not able to connect on the ground until everybody is out of dodge. Nosy falling because that Lab Monkey invincibility shield is not well placed on the side there. Nels continuing on. Mayo with a kill, and this looks like the Pioneers going to keep the dream alive.
Keeping the dream alive, Lab Monkey will be the final one to fall, and this is where this time bank is going to kind of get a little bit confusing, but we will have 2.5 minutes for these Pioneers to fight their way back from the bottom to the top on this series.
Yeah, they'll get rewarded with more time if they take post bridge, but aside from that, that is all they're working with. I believe that's a minute and a half on that one. 6 seconds is the time to beat. They have lots and lots of time to do it. Given these team fights have been going back and forth, and both teams have really not been making a whole lot of progress at once. If anything, it's been like, you know, traded team fights. I would say that if they get into the end, there might be having to do it in overtime, close enough to it.
Exactly, and now look at how Nevermore is using the position of the Orisa to just rain down this damage and rain down this pressure. And we're not seeing the point contest, but we are seeing the ultimates being generated. Nevermore is going to close out this Bongo, and that's going to be such a powerful ultimate with this high ground under control.
Yeah, there you go, and Jesse reads it now. It's unfortunate that he died there at the end. There was a stun, I believe, that came through. Super trying to end this one quickly. Yeah, that's Nevermore getting a little bit of damage across him, but the fortify up, that's not going to be enough, but will be enough when you have Nels, Mayo, and a like Super getting that initial damage in. Those he falling there, you go with stagger action. What I wanted to mention is it's a great job pouring in this damage onto Mayo. Dusty almost he knew that the shield was low, and so he knew that he only had to be up as fair barraging for just like a second, literally, before that shield was gone. But that was the previous team fight. Here we go, as the pull comes out, Mayo falling first. Nels trying to make mincemeat of these. There's 2 more, 3 more. Call that. Oh my god, like a half a team kill just by himself. The point wiping ultimate from the Sheen coming out. Not 100% sure if it was necessary, but it got the job done.
It did, and now this is where 2.5 minutes is what separates them apart from being in this series. They need to finish this point, and they only have 2 minutes to do it. So this Nano Blade combo is to close the map is gonna be needed to become an extra quick.
Seriously, we're looking at the last little bit here. Now, will this be the Pioneers who come through, tie it up, or not tie it up, strike for their first? Now here, oh no, you need the speed boost on that. Oh man, Weezy leaving on this healing, and after the shatter, I'm not sure that these members were able to get all over it. Now, minute 45, that's gonna be plenty for the Pioneers to get back.
I've never seen a shatter that was so close to the eye of the Kaiser. That's a very famous shatter from the player Kaiser that was on the other Korean team in the finals, and it was so unbelievably close to being the exact same situation, except for the fact that there was no kills from it and the team didn't win. Mayo, I feel for you there, as he just didn't get the follow-up on that absolutely tremendous play.
Yeah, I gotta say, Weezy, I play Lucio, buddy. I watched it. You had healing on. You gotta turn in speed for that when literally every member of the Spartans are taking a nap. Now we're looking at literally every member of the Spartans are taking a nap. Now we're looking at this is Mayo up front. Here comes the blade. Here comes the nano boost. There's the shatter as well. Invested by Nevermore, but not finding a whole lot from it. Mayo just left out in the lurch here as we're seeing almost every ultimate ability pop at the same time.
Exactly, this defense is going to be really strong. You know, we've seen Dusty flux before. We've seen him flux again. Farah, Doomfist, it doesn't matter. The Dusty's getting a lot of value out of these picks. And the other thing that I want to point out is that Nelsie is starting this next fight on Junkrat. So there is going to be a little bit of chaos and a little bit of clown in this last fight here as we head into potentially the 3-0 from the Spartans.
Sheen now switching on over to that Hammond, looking for a little bit of a rolling comp as opposed to that full port comp. Super now looking for it, forcing members back. Here comes the nano boost onto Weezy. You got Boostio. There's the shatter. Mayo has it, laying a couple members down, but oh my goodness. Nevermore back with it. Grab after the shatter, and that's going to be the Spartans taking this all the way. Nice one on the end. Jesse just putting that meteor strike on top. Called the end of the dinosaurs. I don't know. Spartans taking the third one. We'll see him at 4 for points.
Nice job. And the big thing that I saw there that was just really interesting, that almost was really cool, was using the Hammond rolling, or like the fireball, to boop the Reinhardt to get a shatter. It almost kind of came, and that would have been so incredibly cool to see, but we just see this big graviton here at the end, and Singe just absolutely cleaning up with all this damage on the Coalescence.
You gotta love the Moira kills of the games.
Locking claws, man. We locking claws out here. And as we head to this 4th map, the big thing that I want to pay attention to is how Junkertown is used because you know these are two very skilled teams, and skilled teams means Widowmaker, and Widowmaker means fun. So hopefully we see a lot of potential
Ooh.
Widowmaker from Junkertown here.
Nah, I'm with it. I'm with it, buddy. I think everybody who likes first person shooters, everybody likes Overwatch, likes the really clutch 100% zoom in shots come out from the Widowmakers, and Junkertown is definitely no stranger to that mechanic.
Yeah, no stranger to that mechanic indeed. And the other thing that I feel is now with the mouse change options that are happening, basically it means that flicks are gonna look a whole lot cooler for those that don't actually use the setting. But basically, the developers added a setting for more precise mouse input, so these flicks should be crisp, clean, and definitely they should be locking onto some heads today.
Interesting. I did not know that. If production could take notice, try and maybe give a little bit of love to our Widowmaker players today, that would be a cool thing, because I personally would love to see that. Junkertown being the place to be. Pioneers on the left in the blue, Spartans on the right in the red. Pioneers have technically lost already 3-0, but we're playing a fourth map, 4 points. What they want to do here is take Junkertown quick and clean, and at least exit this as a 3-1, the second best losing outcome you can have in a game.
Exactly, and you know, we don't see the picks coming out, but we're hoping for Widow. The other thing I'd love to see potentially is more Genji as well. You know, Widow and Genji, they're not necessarily harmonious, but they definitely are heroes that have a lot of potential in the same sense. You know, you get the 5-man Dragon Blade, you get the 5 headshots, you win the game. It's really that simple. I don't know why we don't see Genji played, especially recently. You know, double shield meta. What are we doing, All Pros? You know, come on, just
No,
reflect some damage orbs and then kill them all. You know,
I'm with
World Cup
it.
team did it. Why can't an Owl team do it?
I'm with it. Obviously, those two competitions played on slightly different patches, but my man Dell has a great point. No matter either way, you said Nano Boost on top of the Moira, on top of the Moira, right?
Yeah, well, so the U.S. World Cup team had an entire strategy revolved around playing Reinhardt very aggressively and reflecting the enemy team's damage orb, and it worked to great effect because the USA won the World Cup. So,
So what? Yeah. So what? World? I feel you. So what? What now? Nosy with a nice headshot here on a Nels. Those Widowmaker shots we will not see yet. All the attention in the world coming on at Nevermore. He's getting very low, but Desi continuing to be a thorn in the side of the Pioneers. Only hit scan on board for them is Nels, and when that gets deleted quickly, there's only so much you can do. Super is back, or Super is changed onto the Hanzo, so he will not be on the hit scan, but still capable of taking out a pharmacy combination.
Exactly, and now what we're seeing is Lab Monkey and Nevermore doing the favorite thing and that's emote on cart. As you know, we're not seeing the snipers get all the kills. You know, we talked about Widowmaker, but Ashe is definitely in that category too. And these flicks are gonna make me happy as we see this final fight break out for the first point.
Man needs flicks. Man, there's an R-rated joke I can make about that one. But we're moving forward. 2 minutes 55 on this. Sheen utilizing that take a breather, perfect time as his teammates do fall. He's going to be able to contest this one now for another couple seconds as Nelson's raining on shots, unable to connect onto heads on this, unfortunately. Forced to back on up. This is the Spartans a rolling go.
Exactly, rolling indeed, and no precedent to escort this cart. We will see the Queen of Junkertown call it our calls, and now we will see Desi fully prepared to take these guys with 90% on this barrage build. Potentially a big play coming out from Nelse on Pharah.
You mean more? Wait, hang on, Nelse on. I'm
sorry, Desi.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, speaking in Shell Pierre, headshot coming on Nosy. He's not gonna win this sniper one-on-one this time. Nell says no, sir. That's one down for the Spartans. They do have a couple ultimates on board. Singe now pulling that Mercy ultimate. That's the Valkyrie that's getting healing in damage boost on everybody. Lab Monkey. Oh my, that's not that's healing over time, my friend. That's not gonna do nothing against a Sheen pull. Damage on top. A flying Sigma, not something you see every day there. Orange juice literally just float through the sky like Superman.
Exactly, and the other thing that we're seeing here happen a lot is the ultimates were used from the defense. We saw a late Bongo come out, and even though his team has 4 ultimates, I feel like the Bongo from Nevermore now has a very high potential to snowball this next fight. So a lot of eyes on that Bongo and how they're used, maybe in combination with Bob or Barrage.
camouflage. This is posturing. This is the Spartans having only been on attack so far. Great job. I was getting to it. What they wanted to do there was get the Ashe out there in position, send the Bob down bottom so he'd fall off the top. But that started with Nosy getting called out. Jesse come over the top. But this is what they were looking for. I should have said that faster so I could have shown that I could tell what was happening. Nosy and Desi just wanted to switch. They wanted to burn ultimates and might as well try it. They have plenty of time with which to do it. So now we're looking at Pioneers back on defense.
Exactly. And the other thing we're seeing is Nelse spawn camping on Widow, popping an aggressive Widowmaker ultimate to get those walls, spawn camping Milk Bits, and spawn camping Singe, I believe, who now swaps to the Moira to get out of point or get out of the spawn.
Did you call him spawn camping his own teammate?
Yes, I did.
All gravy, all gravy. Jesse up top, but Nelson's down bottom. Not 100% sure on that one. No walls left as the pull comes out. Not going to follow it up with any Ks yet. There's the Dragon section, the off members of these Spartans so far. Desi falling to a well-placed headshot on this, and this is Nels and Desi just trading back and forth. Nasty anti coming against OJ, but he does what he's supposed to, backing on up and behind that second shield. Nevermore, Orisa Supercharger gone as that shield in front of it disappears. Nels taking advantage of it. Main support now down for Spartans. It looks like they're going to be able to push their way through here.
Potentially. We saw the B drop being dropped. We've seen hooks from Sheen, the nano boost as well. Looks like it's anyone's game. It really just will depend on Sheen getting these hooks and getting that value out of this nano boost.
Oh, they're not done tossing ultimates quite yet. Here's the barrier right before the Sigma ultimate. Nels has those walls down. We'll see heads if he can get back, but he's just a little bit farther away. Okay, that's what he was. He was 1v1ing Nosy. Nosy got a piece of his own medicine on that after they've been trading just back and forth constantly, honestly. Nice little... Okay. So, I had a friend the other day, Adele, right? He asked me how to counter a Moira coalescence.
Yeah.
Take a whole hog, put that Moira in the corner where you're never, ever supposed to go, and then just pull the whole hog, man. Send him into oblivion.
That feels about right. You know, no fade, no hopes, broken ankles, broken dreams. You know, watching basketball players all my life. You know, my dad was a basketball coach, and I feel like Moira players could take a lesson from some of this basketball time-honored traditions.
Yeah, I mean, when you know you don't have fade, you should never push yourself into a corner for a million different reasons. Cover being the main one, especially up against a player like Sheen who's played this Roadhog more time than not so far in this match. That is just a micro mistake, but gonna find all the value in the world. Nels getting a headshot on Sin, start this off. The healing composition just like that. Inside the Spartans deleted. Now, what I would not have done is what Nosy did is drop down and pull ultimate instantly.
No, I wouldn't, but I don't know. Like, these fights are so interesting to me because it's about 5 different fights all happening at once. You can really pick any element to shine. You know, you can look at Sheen, you can look at Nelsa, you can look at Nosy, you can look at Wheezy. It doesn't matter. And as we see these kills come up, we have to remember that in the last 30 seconds, we have a team on dive.
Like old school dive, yeah. Like, really.
I mean, old school is Orisa,
Singe on
but,
the Singe on the
whatever.
Mercy is a little bit, yeah, exactly. Like the Ana is the full-on actual dive. No, sorry, Nevermore back onto the Orisa. That's what it is. My bad. That's what you're complaining about. I get it. The Winston not being a part of that. Now, actually touching, and so they touched in the last seconds. That last 10 seconds, excuse me. So overtime will be triggered, but now Spartans all over this one. Bull coming out right as that shield for the Spartans gets deleted. Super trying to get back with the rest, and they don't touch.
Yeah, so that was kind of a tricky mechanic there, juggling that point touch at the last second. You know, you think you trigger it, you think you don't, and then eventually it just doesn't tick over to overtime. So kind of a weird defense. You know, these map 4s are always kind of interesting. So basically what we can see potentially is a little bit of fight back and get a 3-1 because the point is in a very awkward position. So this is a very doable offense here. I really hope we see something quickly and fast.
I'm glad you said something about that there, Dell. I have to back that statement up. This point is in a very, very weird position. I think that given that this is the only place they have to be, we could see a defending team. Honestly, I mean, because they know they don't have to defend past that, right? They could sit up top right above there and drop down when is necessary. Unfortunate overtime outcome there at the end for the Spartans.
Exactly.
Or for the Pioneers, excuse me.
Yeah, for the Pioneers. And so The other thing that I want to see is kind of the change up. You know, we saw some weird compositions there on attack, so I kind of feel like they're having a little bit of fun with it. I believe that Goats was ran once or twice before by this team as well. So maybe the fun will end because they want to get this first point on full point on first point Juggertown and get that hold and get that clean beautiful 4-0. But as we see this defense start, what we are going to see is Nosy on May, Orange Juice on Sigma, Nevermore on Orisa, and Singe laying it down on Mercy.
Desi now switching on over to that Bastion. Red team Spartans being on defense. You have to definitely what he's going to be going with because coming back and giving up this first point will not be in the cards, not be in the playbook. That is not known to defensive teams. Orange Juice back on the Sigma. Definitely going to see more big things from him. Nels coming up top. Does land one shot on Super, but of course you cannot one shot a Bastion at full health. Singe falling first, and defense is really not off to a good start, I got to say.
Yeah, not really ideal position, but Sheen just kind of thought he was going to get a kill, and then Desi said no a couple times there. You know, extended fight between a Roadhog and a Bastion. Sheen dropping there. Nelsie looking for value on Widow with the flanks, going to get the Baptiste lamp jumps, but playing Widow into double shield is never a good idea.
I think that I think it's like a knock-knock joke that you could go along with that one, right? Like, yeah, so I had a Roadhog. I put him up against a Bastion. He had no hook. What happens?
No.
Yeah, just no. 2 letters, single period. That's gonna be Tails' response. An apt one at that. Nevermore, not getting the support that he needs. Loud Monkey now back there with him. No. Wait. No, he's not. Okay, yeah, sorry. That was a May jumping through there. Sorry, I couldn't tell my outlines very well. Nels taking out 2 with the assistance of his friends. That was Mayo getting damage on for him. Trying to stay alive as long as possible is Orange Juice, but looks like the Pioneers have shaken this one down again.
Yeah, that May is looking extra thick with the outline indeed. Hard to mistake, but it happened. The other thing that is interesting to happen is Nelsie got a lot of value, got the kill on Bastion, which I think largely was due to Desi's positioning. Kind of sloppy, but as we go for this retake, Bastion will be starting off on the high ground, I think, and we'll see exactly how these ultimates work out. I really want to see how Loud Monkey uses his amplification matrix to potentially blaze through the enemy defense.
I feel like there's only 1 or 2 different places to put this. Nice pull there, and now the counter by Nosy with the Maywall. Fantastic play by this. This is just so much of this has come out, you know, crowd control abilities being the name of the game and finding these. This is a frozen Ana and a frozen Orisa left in the back to just kind of thrive and make these things happen. Not something you see every day. Nels taking out Desi down bottom. The turret form not abandoned in time. And that is going to be this offense taking it. Only a little bit more flack and time eaten from the Spartans.
Exactly, and so now with just such a limited space, we're going to see the cart get pushed very, very far. So we're potentially 1 to 2 fights away from a victory here and getting that 3-1. And so with 4 minutes on the time clock, we need to see Desi and the rest of the Spartans team tighten up their positioning and quickly not get staggered here on this defense.
Off the side. Nels looking for this again. Wells coming now down. He's going to be edging this out. There is a shield in front of him, so nicely done. Threading the needle, taking out a Mercy. No heals for you, my friend. No reses as well. Nice pull coming in as Orange Juice proving he can play multiple different heroes. Pulling him right into the Bastion and Invincibility field. That's going to die just as soon as Desi does. No big Bastion damage coming out by him. Super taking out 2 on that. That's the ultimate, followed up with a nice rocket punch. And the Spartans are gone, extinct. Pioneers all over this one.
Exactly, and this will be the end of our series today with the 3-1 scoreline. The Pioneers answering back with a well-fought, well-earned victory.
Interesting stuff. So we saw team here, you know, play just objectively not as good when it was a solo, you know, non-moving point, right? We saw the hybrid. They had trouble getting to Eichenwald. They took it in overtime, so did get it done. But then, you know, the control points on Oasis as well. Then this here at the end, where this objective moves literally the entire freaking game, they found a lot more value in it. How interesting.
Yeah, you know, I think that definitely comes down to the support lines. And, and also, it comes down to Nelsie popping the heck off.
Yeah, I'm glad you're reacting to that as well. My goodness. 21 scoped critical hits. That's 21 headshots, ladies and gentlemen. You can assume that at least 18 or 19 of those are headshots that ended in a kill. 3-1 scoreline for the Spartans and the Pioneers. We have seen both of these teams on cast many different times, but I do believe that is my least favorite part of any cast. And you know what that is, Dell? That is the end.
Time to go home. But as we head into this end, we have to pay attention to what a wonderful series. Close, hard, and well fought over this last hour and a half, and really wonderful stuff to see between these Pioneers and Spartans. They're two titans of this league, and I really appreciate all the hard work and well earned gameplay that we saw from them today.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Before we head out, I think you made a good point. That's the Pioneers and the Spartans are two of the highest record win loss in the EGF so far. Is that correct?
Yep. They're definitely two teams that are just known for their tenacity and known for their aggression, and they have been fairly uncontested from any other team that they've played.
Yeah. Both of them have positive record lines, but we'll see. The Spartans getting just a little bit better. That we're here at the end. You can catch this action every single week, 4:15. That's on Wednesday. Do believe or on Thursday, excuse me. I do believe 7 o'clock Eastern Standard on Wednesday. We have the Alaska League going on for 2 more weeks. But that's pretty much it. You can follow us away at official EGF on Twitter and Twitch. Updates and announcements, everything more. Big shout out to the Yukon Gaming Club and the Yukon School of Engineering, not the School of Gaming or the Engineering Club, like another producer says sometimes. We're not going to name who that is. I'm FBI Tugboat. You can find me over there on Twitter at FBI_Tugboat.
And you can find me at Overwatch on Twitch, Twitter, and any other relevant social media platforms. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you soon.